Hello, Rayquazers! Got a special treat for you here today. It's actually two people in Colorado having a showdown! Except we're both non-Colorado currently, but we both are from Colorado. And my opponent's name is Calvin. Those of you on Team Aqua obviously know him, because Calvin is the shit, because he's from Colorado, and anybody from Colorado automatically is the shit, as I like to say. And this is actually our second battle, so like we did our first battle and then for whatever reason his Wi-Fi like disconnected or something, I don't know. Like I know he didn't DC and I know I didn't DC, but something went on. And so we had to redo the battle. And we did different leads, and unfortunately, as you can see, he has the obvious advantage when it comes to Jellicent versus Ferrothorn, so that was rather interesting. I was actually predicting him to lead off with something else, and so that's why I led off with Jellicent, if that makes sense. In the previous battle, he led off with Breloom, and I predicted that and led off with Alakazam, and as you can see, for whatever reason, they're both in the back now, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. But let's get this Colorado Showdown started. Okay, so, as I said, he's going to lead off with Ferrothorn, and I'm going to lead off with Jellicent. And I'm like, obviously not good, so I'm going to bring in my Tyranitar. Tyra Banks? What? And both of us actually have Tyranitars named Tyra Banks, which is kind of, I guess, pretty lulzy, interesting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to figure he's probably going to switch, because he knows I have the Fire Blast now, because I showed it to him last match, and so he's obviously not going to want to stay in on that Fire Blast again. So I figured he was going to switch, so I set up the Stealth Rocks, and he has his Stealth Rocks up, which is unfortunate. And I decided to go into my Gastrodon predicting a Scald, but he doesn't go for it, and he actually brings out my Jellicent, which is actually quite hilarious, because guess what? This is a Toxic Jellicent. It's not like a Scald only Jellicent. It is actually Toxic Jellicent. Aha. And unfortunately, I think he saw that from the last match as well. So unfortunately, he knows to switch into Ferrothorn, which sucks because that means, guess what? He gets to get up another layer of hazards. Ah! No. And so I'm gonna bring in Electivire, because you know, who runs Electivire in OU? Apparently me. And he is going to bring in his Haxorus. And I kind of figured that he probably wouldn't bring in a Scarfed Haxorus this soon, with me having a majority of my team that can, you know, avoid Earthquake. And so I'm going to actually stay in on the hope that he's not banded and go for the Ice Punch. And it turns out he's a Dragon Dance set. So that was very useful for me staying in. That means that Haxorus can't do shit, which is great! Ugh! And then he's going to bring in Volcarona. Crap. And he's going to go for the Fire Dance, which is, of course, going to KO me quite easily. Unfortunately. Freaking Volcarona with your massive special attack. And so I just decided to bring in Alakazam to go ahead and take out the Volcarona, and then I'm going to go for the Focus Blast. And I was really hoping that this was going to KO. I was really hoping, but look at that. Look at the... Bruh, he lives with red health! And if I had spikes up, like if I had a spiker on this team, he wouldn't have even lived with that red health. He would have been done, but no spikes. So I decided I'm going to bring in Landorus, which is my choice bonded Landorus, because Choice Bond is exceptionally crazy. And I'm going to go for the Earthquake, which does an insanely massive amount to this Milotic. Stupid Milotic. And I'm just going to Earthquake and get rid of this Milotic, which is fantastic. And then he's going to run in Mew, and I ran Damage Calc, so I was like, if this is Bold-Natured one, it's going to survive. So I decided to switch out in the event it was, and he's going to go for the Psychic. And because of the Life Orb, it actually does fairly decent damage to my Jellicent. And right here, I'm kind of trapped. Like, okay, I kind of have to fodder out Jellicent because I really don't have any other moves. So I fodder it out, just so I can go ahead and get in my lovely Landorus, and he does, in fact, predict either the U-turn or the Earthquake. I probably should have just gone for the Earthquake because I wouldn't have taken as much damage, and it would, even if he switched to Breloom, it 2-hit KOs Breloom regardless, so I should have gone for the Earthquake. I don't know why I didn't. It was kind of late, so that's kind of my excuse, I guess. And here he's going to put me to sleep, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping he'd just Mach Punch me to get rid of Tyra Banks, but nope. He just puts me to sleep, which sucks. Because guess what? He can set up all day, every day now, which I don't like. No. And so I was kind of fishing, hoping that, you know, maybe I would wake up. And I do, which is great, because that means I get to fire off my Ice Beam and get rid of him. I could have fired off the Fire Blast, but, you know, I didn't want to risk the whole Fire Blast missing and then I get screwed over stuff. Then he's going to bring in Mew, go for the Aura Spear, but guess what? I have that Chople Berry, because Chople Berry actually comes in handy lately when you have a Tyranitar because of annoying Breylooms and their Technician. So, that's the match. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's a Colorado Showdown. 2 people in Colorado dueling it out. Because Colorado's the best state ever! Okay, that's just my Colorado pride. But, I think Colorado's the best state ever. You don't have to. You can say your state's the best state ever if you want, but, you know, we all know that Colorado, like, everybody loves the scenery and stuff, so, you know, we got it going on. But yeah, I had a really fun match with Calvin, and I hope I get to battle him again. This was an interesting OU. He says he usually does NU, but he hasn't done NU for a while, so maybe when I make an NU team, you know, me and him are gonna duel it out again. It'd be kind of cool. And, yeah, comment, like, and sub. That'd be great. See you later, Rayquazers.